Hey, MCE crew, a contagion could be spreading from the UK to other parts of the world, a financial contagion. And I know that we've got subscribers on 6 continents. Very fortunate. So it could be coming your way. Listen up. How do we deal with this? And how do we profit from it? All right, let's go. 3 million households will enter the winter months owing money to their energy supplier. 500,000 more than last year and almost 1 million more than faced the same situation in 2019. Almost 60% of households in the UK report concerns about how they will meet payments this winter. Now, I don't know. Some people say that it's going to be a mild winter. Other forecasters say it's going to be very harsh. In certain cases, I'm sure we're going to have a mixture of both. But one thing about when it gets cold as opposed to when it gets hot. Why do more people live around the equator than do at the poles? Because as human beings, it's easier to deal with and survive warmer temperatures than it is cold temperatures. So we need that heat. We've got to burn that furnace in order to survive. Now, I know here in the Baltimore area, there used to be a long-standing practice with what was called Baltimore Gas and Electric, where they would not cut a person or a household off in the winter. I don't know if they still have that, but it was a humane practice. Companies have moved away from that. The data covers the second quarter of 2021, which means that even before the recent spike in inflation and the related hike in gas prices in particular, households owed a total of 510 million pounds, a rise of 77 million pounds in 12 months. So that's a precipitous increase. Energy costs are going up. Now look, wages in America at least have been going up, but they haven't been going up as fast as inflation. And inflation has been going up in part because wages are going up. Here's what's going on. Jobs are hiring. Sure, there are a lot of companies out there hiring. But the issue is we have a government that has said you will probably get fired if you don't want to do a certain thing. And I think they're fudging these numbers because we're seeing the proof in the pudding here, okay? Companies have had to raise these prices, wages, in order to try to attract people. But it's not really working because people don't want to sacrifice what they see as their freedom of choice over their human body for a paycheck, okay? Make it $20 an hour, $25 an hour. Apparently, there is a decent percentage of people who just can't be bought out for the prices that are being offered, at least, and maybe not any price. So that's why we see the part of the reason why inflation is going up, along with, the fact that there's a lot of demand for a shorter supply because we've got, hundreds of ships that are parked off of California. Now I'm going to put this up on screen. I'm going to read it. Look, okay, when you talk about this energy revolution, this green energy revolution, I am one of the most environmentally conscious people you ever did want to meet. I have a well, okay? We heat this home in part with firewood. There's a big part of this property that I don't even want to maintain because it's a habitat for all kinds of birds, man, and foxes and different types of animals. Okay, so I'm very sensitive when it comes to that. Keep that in mind when I tell you that all of these renewable sources, my energy company sent out a letter here recently showing you where they get the energy from to heat, cool, power your home. Now, mind you, I want you to know we've got two separate huge solar fields not far from where we live, okay? And then we've got a nuclear power plant. We've got all kinds of stuff going on, okay? Sit down at the railroad track sometime and see the coal cars come through. So all kinds of stuff going on. What do you think is winning the day in terms of actually being able to help people heat, cool their home, bring electricity into the house? Well, according to this, natural gas is the winner at almost 40%, 39.84%. Coming up next is nuclear, okay? Nuclear is a clean form of energy. Yes, it can be dangerous, but Don't we have enough scientific evidence? Right now, we have Calvert Cliffs nuclear power plant in Maryland, and it has never suffered any kind of problem where it threatened the life and safety of the citizenry. So, natural gas and nuclear. Coming up next is coal at almost 20%. And then we get into these renewable sources. Solar, less than 0.5%. Wind, less than 4%. Wood and other biomass, 0.15%. Total renewable sources, 6%. So, yeah, we got a long way to go when it comes to the renewable sources. I like the idea of solar, and I like geothermal as well. Geothermal is actually on this list at 0%. I like the idea of those sources because they're, almost limitless. Well, the sun especially. I mean, what? We got another few billion years on that. And so much of the solar energy hits the earth that, we don't capture a fraction of it in order to power our societies. So I'm all for getting there, okay, and doing that. I don't have a problem with the idea of the electric car. In fact, this isn't the first time the electric car has been on the scene. Actually, it was there in the beginning of automobiles, and then we migrated away from it in favor of the internal combustion engine. But saying all that, we have an opportunity here to look at different investments, because I don't care what Greta Thunberg says. We are not about to let millions upon millions of people freeze to death, okay, in these winters around the world, simply because of an environmental lobby who doesn't understand there needs to be balance between preserving human society and human life, and then moving toward a future where our technology advances away from finite energy sources. So here's what I'm doing. And again, I don't tell you what to do. You have to decide on your own. But I like the idea of nuclear power, and nuclear power takes uranium, okay? Right now, at least. There's some other designs that, they've been talking about, but they're not here yet. So right now, nuclear power takes uranium, and at some point, I'm hopeful that cooler heads will prevail, and people will start to consider the fact that nuclear is clean energy. Okay, we have our technology has developed to such a point where it's truly clean energy. We brought the power of the sun down here to Earth, and right now in the state of Maryland, it's providing almost 35% of the power, along with natural gas, which is a cleaner source of energy than coal. Okay, so we got to expand our horizons here on the investment front. Look at those things that are behind the things that are hot. Okay, electrification. Everybody's crowing about the electric car. Everybody's crowing about charging stations. Whoop-de-doo. Great. Okay, we're moving in that direction. But what do we need to make that happen? Well, there's a metal that you really can't get around when you're talking about electrification. It's copper, okay? It's all throughout your home, in the electrical infrastructure inside your home. It's everywhere, okay? And if we're going to be doing more with electrification, if this bill that they just passed, the infrastructure bill, is going to do more with expanding broadband, then copper's where it's at. So that's what I'm looking very closely at, is those commodities that sit behind whatever's out on stage performing, so to speak. Okay, the Tesla is out on stage performing. You see it all the time. All right, you flick a light switch in your home and boom, you get energy. You turn your thermostat up, you get heat. Okay, but what's behind that? Okay, that's part of what I'm looking at, because I don't need to pick a winner when it comes to the metal that allows electrification. The winner's already been picked, a century ago. It's copper. All right. So uranium, copper, those are some things I'm looking at inside of, and exchange traded funds. And I will, continue to update you on what that looks like. But that's one of the directions I'm moving in, is commodities. Now, I'm not talking about selling anything that I have. I haven't been buying stocks lately because I think they're pretty expensive. I haven't been selling anything either. We've just been sitting here waiting to explore other opportunities. Okay, so that's all I got for you guys right now. Listen, take a look at this video right here. These videos don't do as well, but this is an instructional video to help you understand better how to manage your money and become financially independent. Do me a favor, go ahead and check out this rare gem, and I will talk to you soon.